Some hands fix furniture. His hands fixed people. And today, those trembling hands face their final task. The morning sun rose slowly, the kind of slow that felt respectful, as if it knew this day would be different. In a quiet old town where seasons changed more faithfully than people, lived Halim, the oldest carpenter in the region. His workshop sat at the edge of the bazaar, a small wooden room smelling of sawdust, oil, and memories. For 60 years, people came to him with broken chairs, broken tables, broken cradles, and sometimes broken hearts. And he fixed all of them with the same hands, wrinkled, patient, steady. But today, his hands trembled as he opened his shop door, not from weakness, from meaning, because today he would build his final bench. The final request. It came from a little girl named Ayla, barely 9 years old. Her eyes wide, her curiosity endless. She stood by his counter and asked shyly, "Uncle Halim, can you build me a bench?" Halim smiled softly.
"What for, little one?"
Ayla looked down, twisting her fingers. "For my mama. She sits by the window every evening, but her chair is old and hurts her back." Halim's heart softened like warm wax. A bench for a mother, built from the love of a child. He whispered, "I will build it." Ayla's face lit up like sunrise. "Thank you, Uncle!" She rushed out, her small footsteps fading. And Halim stood there, alone in the warmth of her innocence. He whispered to himself, "This one I must make perfect." Beginning the bench. He selected the wood carefully, old teak, smooth as memory, strong as loyalty. He laid the planks on his work table like a doctor preparing his instruments. Then he touched the wood, closed his eyes. So many years, so many stories, so many hands resting on benches he built. He whispered, "This will be my last gift to this town." He picked up his chisel, his hammer, his tools, old friends that knew his every breath. The first strike of the hammer echoed through the workshop, strong, slow, certain. Dust rose, light shifted, time softened, and the final bench began to take shape. A visit from the past. Just as Halim smoothed the edges, a familiar voice entered. "Old man, you still shaping wood better than you shaped me?" It was Farhan, his long-lost apprentice, the boy he once trained for 3 years before the world pulled him away. Halim looked up, smiled. "You left before I could." Farhan laughed, a little guilty, a little nostalgic. "I heard you were making your last bench." Halim nodded. "For a little girl's mother." Farhan's eyes softened. "You always built for the heart first." Halim chuckled. "My hands knew the craft, but my heart chose the purpose." Farhan stepped closer, voice quieter. "Let me help you. One last time." And for the first time in 20 years, they worked side by side, master and student, old and young, memory and future. 2 hammers, 2 rhythms, 1 story. The bench takes shape. Hour by hour, the bench transformed. Warm wood, curved edges, perfect balance. Halim carved small grooves, not decoration, but reminders of the patience required to create something that lasts. He whispered, "Wood remembers the hands that shape it." Farhan nodded. So does a town. Outside, evening approached slowly. Shadows lengthened, birds softened their songs. The world felt still, waiting. Inside, Halim brushed the final stroke of varnish on the seat. Smooth, shining, alive. He stepped back, looked at it, and breathed deeply. This is it. Ayla returns. Just then, the shop door creaked open. Ayla entered again. Eyes sparkling, braids bouncing. "Is it ready?" she asked softly. Halim nodded. "It is ready, little one." He guided her to the finished bench. Ayla ran her hand over it as if touching magic. "It's beautiful," she whispered. Halim smiled. "Your mother will sit without pain now." Ayla's eyes filled. "You're the kindest person in this whole town." Halim's heart tightened. He knelt down. "No, child, I only learned how to love through my work." She hugged him, small arms around a lifetime of experience. And Halim closed his eyes, feeling something inside him quietly settle, a peace he didn't know he had been waiting for. The last walk. Farhan offered to carry the bench, but Halim refused. "No, this one, I must deliver myself." He lifted the bench, slowly, carefully, and stepped into the evening breeze. Sidewalks whispered beneath his feet. Neighbors watched silently as he passed. Some waved, some smiled, some simply paused, knowing this was the end of an era. He reached Ayla's home. Her mother came to the door, tired eyes, back bent, but heart warm. Halim placed the bench gently below the window. She touched it, hesitant, grateful. "Thank you, truly." Halim bowed his head. "It was made with patience, with love. May it hold you in comfort." The final moment. As he walked back to his workshop, the sky darkened into soft purple. He entered his shop one last time, saw the empty work table, the silent tools, the dust settling peacefully. He whispered, "My work is complete." He hung his apron on its nail, exactly where it hung for 60 years. He placed his hand on the wooden surface one final time, warm, steady, familiar, and he breathed out, slowly, deeply, peacefully. The last carpenter of the town closed his shop door, not with sadness, but with gratitude.